Hey everyone, welcome back to the video. My name is Suyog, also known as the Fun Indian Guy. I'm a service designer, musician and a filmmaker, and on this channel we make videos about creativity, design and innovation, and super pumped to present to you this next version of the idea library and methods of recording idea mini series which we are trying to build here. So basically, whenever I'm traveling in a train or a flight, I tend to get a lot of ideas, and I think it has something to do with the velocity or the speed of the automotive, but it keeps me always not inspired, but it's just a trigger which brings so many different ideas, and it's like I'm into this whole creative vibe while I'm traveling. Unfortunately right now we cannot travel, but I'm gonna share with you the method I used to document those ideas when I used to find myself in such situations, because it's always a good idea to document those ideas right then and there, because they are quite authentic, and if you just think about them and move on, you'll tend to forget it. So it's always a good idea to document. For the people who are new here, I've already talked about importance of having idea library and how you can use those ideas to realize some of your projects. And if you haven't seen that video, just click the link here where I'm talking about the importance of idea library. And then we talked about the first method, as I said, about post-its and using post-its to create your idea library and a space on the wall where you showcase all of your ideas. Link for that one is also right here. So in this video, I'm gonna use a pocket diary or a pocket notebook or a pocket journal and a pen to document the idea. And as I said in the previous video, there are two parts to this process. One is documenting the idea and second is making the library. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. So let's begin creating the first part, which is documenting. So whenever I get the idea while moving, again, you don't have to use this method while you travel. You can use this method whenever you want, wherever you get ideas or whenever you want to document them. So I just open a page, and earlier I used to just write down the idea and sketch a couple of things and just let it be. But now I've created this small method or a structure to give a form to this idea, and then it's easier to use it as a library. So first thing I do is always write down the date, which is 25th, 6/20. Wow. I said 25th, I wrote 26th. Wow, that's bad. And then I give the number. So for example, let's say this is the first idea in your library. So I'm gonna just give hashtag 01. Then the first thing I do is basically I write down I. So the structure involves IDEAS, ideas. Let's take the same idea which we were discussing in the previous one, which was basically having a co-working space in nature. So I'm gonna use this structure of ideas, which I'll explain. I stands for idea. So I'm gonna write down like a small tweet or a small description about the idea. So what was it? It was a co-working space in nature. So let's say having a co-working space in nature. Simple, very self-explanatory. Then the second part is D, which is domain. I created this in the structure because I used to think about different ideas for different sectors. So it could be video making, it could be innovation project, it could be business idea, anything. And that's why I brought domain into picture. So what domain it is, it could be a business, because definitely it's not for the video. Of course, you can also make a video about it, but when I was thinking about the idea, it was more about business or creating space. Cool. The next one is E, which stands for efforts. And let's say how much efforts do you require to make this idea real or to get started. And I would say you can even rate them from 1 to 10. For example, here if we decide it will be solid 8 out of 10, because creating a space in nature, you need of course land, and then you have to create infrastructure, so it's going to be a bit hard. So I can also write like high efforts required. Then next one is A. A stands for avidity. Avidity is basically how much eager are you, how much enthusiasm is in the air when you were thinking about this idea, and how soon you wanna work on it. So definitely for this idea, I'm not gonna get out right now and start making it, or I'm not gonna go tomorrow and start building it. So I would say avidity is like coming years. So that was idea. And then the best part, which you already know if you have seen the last video, S stands for sketch. And now we're gonna draw a sketch of that idea. So again, importance of sketches. I'm pretty much gonna copy the same sketch which we had in the previous one. So the table, a man sitting with the laptop, another man sitting here with another laptop, and the importance, some trees. How can we forget the trees? So the importance of having sketch is whenever you go through this notebook or journal, you will be easily spotting the ideas just by looking at them. Wi-Fi from the trees was one of the things, and maybe here we have fresh salad directly from the farm which we have there. So it's just one more idea. And that's the importance of sketching, because when you sit down and sketch the idea, new things start to pop up. For example, in the last video, the Wi-Fi from tree popped up, and now we have something fresh to eat directly from that surrounding. So it gives you time to think more about the idea. And yeah, that's all. Basically, that's it. Ideas, the structure. I for idea, D for domain, E for efforts, A for avidity, and S for sketching. And this is the first part, which is basically documenting the idea. Now the second part is turning this notebook into library. And you don't have to do something extra about it. If you just keep doing this for each of your idea, for example, the way I've done it here for previous ideas. So it just simply works like that. And just whenever you have to see what ideas you have in your library, you just open it and go through the pages, and then you see the sketches, you see the description, and then it's easier for you to grasp it. Having a dedicated journal or having a dedicated notebook for that is very important. Whenever you just write your ideas down into your journal, generic journal which you have, or any notebook which is randomly there, and you just do everything in that, you tend to lose the ideas, because you finish the notebook and you move on into your life, and you never get an opportunity to reflect on it, because they are not organized there. They are just hiding under or buried under other stuff which is there in your notebook. So it's always a good idea to have a dedicated journal for your ideas, and that potentially becomes your idea library. So I have been carrying this. It's very easy. It goes in my pocket. Wow, luckily I have a pocket with this t-shirt. You can just put your pen, and it's there all the time. Whenever you go to events, whenever you are listening to something, when you're watching something, when you are just going out for a stroll and you're sitting down in the park, and then you just have this amazing ideas, you can just take it down and write it down or sketch it down on your pocket journal. And I always like to do that, and that's why I use this method, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. But in the next video, I'm going to tell you about how I use a phone for the same purpose, and the different dynamics which are around the phone. Though I'm a big fan of really writing down things with pen, with sketch pens on a paper, because it's more organic, more dynamic, and it also triggers you. But definitely a phone also has different positive aspects to it. So we will talk about it in the next video. I think that's all from this video. I'm really thankful that you stayed till the end and watched the whole episode. I'm really happy about that, and I wish you a good luck with creating your own idea library. So for the people who are onto it and making their own idea libraries, you can just send me pictures of your walls with post-its or your journals to my Instagram, which is @thefunindianguy, and I would really love to see it, because it's always fun to reflect on things which people are doing. So if you make your library, do send it to me, and I'll be looking forward to it. So in these videos, we are actually discussing the methods of documenting the ideas and making the library. But what to do next, what to do with those amazing juicy ideas, is the next challenge, is the next question. And I have a lot of amazing, exciting things building in the background. Actually, those post-its are actually part of those projects, and I'll be sharing it with you soon. So keep building the idea library till that, and then we can take action on those ideas together. So really excited to drop that as well. So for now, that's all from this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Till that time, again, keep building, keep creating, and while you do so, keep having fun, because having fun is not an option. And I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao. Drinking coffee shot has become like a routine now in the video, and by the time I start, it's usually warm, and I start video while the coffee is warm, and by the end of it, it's pretty cold. But that's it. Sweating!